Follow our live blog for updates on Day 3 of the SNP conference in Aberdeen. Humza Yousaf reiterated plans for an independent Scotland to rejoin the EU during his closing speech to the SNP conference. Addressing the PJ Live Arena in Aberdeen this afternoon for the first time as leader, he said, "Brexit can't be made to work for Scotland. It has been an unmitigated disaster. With independence, we can escape the failed UK Brexit-based economy and take our place for the very first time as a member state in our own right of the EU." Labour and Lib Dems react to Yousaf's address. With the SNP having previously frozen council tax for several years after the party first came to power, Labour Shadow Scottish Secretary Ian Murray said, "Fresh out of ideas for 2023, Humza Yousaf seems to have reached for the SNP's 2007 manifesto for inspiration. But after 16 years of broken promises, Scots aren't buying it anymore." Scottish Liberal Democrat economy spokesperson wiII Rennie insisted it was an unfunded tax cut like those from previous Tory Prime Minister Liz Truss. Blasting Mr Yousaf's administration, the Lib Dem MSP said, "This government is divided, volatile and incompetent just like Liz Truss was." Scottish Tories respond to Yousaf's speech. Scottish Conservative leader Douglas Ross said, "This speech to a slimmed-down nationalist faithful confirms that Humza Yousaf's number one priority will always be independence above all else." Other announcements, such as on the NHS backlog and council tax, aimed at attempting to clean up the SNP's previous mistakes, were all sidelined by Humza Yousaf's nationalist obsession. It is clear that no other issue will get a look in during the SNP's campaign at the next year's general election. Humza Yousaf is all too happy to waste more taxpayers' money on promoting independence despite Scots struggling with a global cost of living crisis. It is completely the wrong priority for Scotland at this time. Our country cannot afford the nationalists spending 5 more years talking about the constitutional obsession at every turn, but that is what Humza Yousaf's speech confirmed they are hellbent on doing. In seats from the south of Scotland to the northeast, it is only the Scottish Conservatives who can beat the SNP, stop Humza Yousaf obsessing about independence and ensure the focus gets back onto the issues that really matter. Yousaf slammed over independence pledge. Pamela Nash, Chief Executive of Scotland in Union, said, "Humza Yousaf confirmed that the very first words of the SNP manifesto will be about independence. That exposes exactly what the SNP is about. The breakup of Britain comes before everything else. But people will be furious with the SNP for making such a vote about the Constitution when there are so many other more important issues. They want their government to focus on the cost of living crisis, properly funded public services and better job opportunities. Instead, the nationalists will contest the next election in the only way they know how, by pushing their grievance agenda and driving a wedge between Scotland and the rest of the UK. It's time for people's priorities, not the SNP's." In his conference address, the SNP leader said page 1, line 1 of the party's manifesto will be on independence.